Great. Hey, Blake. Thanks for having me. I'm Jay, and thrilled to join you. So, Quickbase is a SaaS-based no-code application development platform, and our mission is really to help organizations unlock the potential captured in their organizations in terms of helping them innovate at speed and with safety in their organization. So, what that really is all about is helping end users, what we call citizen developers, citizen automators in their organization who encounter problems each and every day that they need to overcome to better serve their customers, better serve the mission of their company. We provide them an application development platform that enables them, without needing to know how to be a software developer, without needing to code, they get the power to leverage the potential of software development by using our platform to build powerful line of business applications that solve problems in their business.
Great. It's a pretty exciting space. So when we talk about, the use of no code, low code today, and how it's helping organizations, remain agile despite the volatility, right, that's going on. How do you kind of see that sort of working? How's it helping companies? And have you seen citizen automation grow as the digital transformation accelerates many organizations around the world?
Yeah, so 100%. What we see in the companies and the customers that we talk to each and every day is just this notion of, look, the market needs, and in particular in a world where we've had so much disruption with COVID, the demands for responsiveness, the demands for operational agility have never been higher. The need for a digital solution in a business, you can't have an answer in a month from now or a quarter from now. You need an answer today. You need solutions that you can build and deploy safely in a matter of hours. And with a no-code platform like Quickbase, we provide something that is very, very powerful, but also where that time to value can be built in hours or days. So we have, numerous examples, and this was really highlighted during the sort of the pandemic, where government agencies, town cities that needed ways for their citizens to be able to report, issues of getting food or getting access for elderly, or hospital networks that had to figure out, how do I get the ventilators to the right parts of my network? Those acute, very, very urgent problems were ones that platforms like Quickbase were ideally suited to solve, because you gave something that provided a robust application development platform. You could very quickly get the experts that knew exactly what was needed building a solution that enabled them to get it real-time insight and connection to solving the problems that were right at sort of on their doorstep that urgently needed addressed. And what that's done is that's really opened up the window, if you will, of people starting to say, geez, I've heard about low code, no code, but now that I've seen that impact in terms of the step change in agility and responsiveness I have to being able to serve, my stakeholders, my customers, I need to give this these no-code platforms a much closer look, because I don't want to go back to a world where I can't be agile and I can't be responsive. I know that the world's only going to be moving faster from here. And that's where no-code platforms like Quickbase are really seeing a lot of momentum.
Excellent. And then just sort of following up on that, so you mentioned we're talking about the, citizen automation. Do you have any recent examples of how adopting citizen automation has helped organizations? And kind of an add-on question to that, what capabilities does Quickbase currently have or just released that are helping to bring those citizen developers to life?
Yeah, great question. So we have a number of examples. So I've talked a little bit about some of the ones that we highlighted, hospital networks, government entities, and so on. But when we look at some of the larger enterprise customers that we've been working with more recently, what we've seen, and we've had a lot of traction with large scale enterprises that again are sort of dealing with mass disruption, for example, in their supply chains that have been a really acute set of challenges that they're trying to overcome sort of as a second order effect to the pandemic. So one of those customers, for example, Mondelez, we work with very extensively, a global broad scale customer, our consumer products company, packaged goods company. And what they are absolutely sort of leaned in on exactly the mission that we see no code platforms like Quickbase taking on. Specifically, what they're saying is, look, we have a large scale IT and developer organization that is working on really critical problems that we're solving using fully coded professional development techniques. But out in the field, if I look around the world at the manufacturing plants that I have globally distributed, I don't have anywhere near the professional development and IT resources at my disposal to be able to solve all the problems and all the optimization opportunities that exist sort of out in the field. So what we want to do is we want to distribute a no-code platform like Quickbase and train up those subject matter experts in the manufacturing plants on the line so that they have the ability to now start building and crafting solutions that make their jobs more efficient, more effective, in a manner that they can just sort of speed innovation really at the edge of their business. I think of it often as kind of a big rocks is kind of the pro developer, IT-led digital transformation. And no code is really a great place for the small rocks, all the little things around the edge of the business that are really important. And so with Quickbase, when you ask what kind of innovation have we brought to market to sort of help that small rocks digital transformation effort occur, we've had a number of new capabilities that we've brought to the market. One major effort, particularly important in our customer base, is a really strong rework of our dashboards and visualization capabilities. So what people look for Quickbase to do and no code solutions to do is they're looking for it to capture data from around the organization and provide the right information and the right insights to the right people in real time. And so we've launched just recently a new set of dashboard capabilities that make it much easier for those end users to start filtering data from different data sources and different applications in a way that enables them to get the information and insight that they need in their business. A second major capability we've launched recently, or really sort of brought to market that's innovated, is a new set of integration capabilities, which is very important for citizen automation type use cases that you're describing. And what the capability we call pipelines is basically an integration platform. It provides a drag and drop surface for individuals to connect Quickbase and other third-party systems. So for example, if you have something occurring in a Salesforce opportunity and you want that to trigger automatically a new update in Slack and update a team on a calendar and update a project management application in Quickbase, we enable you to sort of connect those pipelines so that one item changing in one application can automatically fire off actions in other applications that you have. Again, to streamline the agility of those closest to the work to get the insight and information they need in the tools they're using. So it's a really exciting time that we see in the customer base. And I'm really excited about much of the innovation we've had the opportunity to bring to market.
Great. And so just kind of like at the executive level with tech leaders, they're like, hey, this no code, low code sounds great, but how can my organization, I want to implement this. What are some of the things I need to do? So for those tech leaders just getting started, what are some of those like first steps or things that they should do to get it, basically start to integrate it and rolled out into their organization?
Great question. So at the highest level, I think there are two things to do. One, it's really about defining and experiencing a way where business value is being created, where we're solving problems that are having real, meaningful impact that move the business forward. And two, it's about putting into place very early the partnership that you need between business and IT for control and governance. Because one of the things that's very important about this no code movement, particularly in enterprises, is as you empower the end users and those in the business group to build software solutions to solve problems in their business, you create a real imperative that IT is partnered very closely to have the right kind of control and governance and management of those solutions. Otherwise, you really risk kind of a very strong kind of chaotic shadow IT style implementation. So what we do at Quickbase to solve both those problems is we work closely with enterprises and particularly those IT leaders to say, look, let's get the business partners, at the table here. Let's understand what are some of the problems that are being left unaddressed, and how can we get Quickbase in here to start solving and knocking down some of those problems in the here and now. Not in a quarter, not in 2 quarters, not a year from now, like this month. Like, let's go solve some problems. Let's put points on the board. And we'll do that through quick hackathon type experiences where the business group will describe some problems and we'll work to train some people and we'll get real meaningful solutions built quickly for them. And then at the same time, to solve the second problem, this governance challenge, we work to partner with IT to start thinking about, let's sort of think about best practices. Let's think about governance frameworks. Let's think about who should be building, who should be trained, who should be managing. How do we think about the style of data that's being put into these applications and so on, such that as an organization starts leaning in and saying, yes, we want to take the opportunity to drive operational agility with Quickbase into our organization, we have a robust governance framework to ensure that we have safety, control, and sustainability that IT feels comfortable with. So it's really those two things, business value and IT partnership, that we see as really important first steps for businesses to take as they start thinking about adopting no code in their environment.
Great. And so one of the, and the final question here today is, so this is great, but, for the business and IT, they're going to need to have a stronger relationship working together. So how can the citizen automation and that sort of low code, no code movement empower the business and the IT to come together? And what are some of the things they're going to need to do to be more integrated and to have even stronger relationship with each other?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, I think it's sort of the broadest level for a technology strategy, whether it's no code or anything else. For a technology strategy to be impactful to a business, you really do need that partnership, because if IT will often complain or be concerned that, look, we want to be known as an organization that's really helping drive the business forward and have an impact. And so that partnership is, we think, really, really important with whatever kind of technology solution you're trying to take on. Now, what's very interesting that we're seeing in the world of no code is you're starting to distribute more of the development expertise into the business, which creates a tremendous amount of potential, but also, as you're saying, a lot of imperative in terms of building those tighter relationships. And so what we try really hard to do, and with what we see, particularly with more progressive IT leaders, is a really spirited, adoption of that, because what they're starting to see is, look, I now have an opportunity to have to do less work because I'm principally governing and overseeing this. And we're having our business more involved in the technology solutions and more aware of the challenges they've got to overcome. And through that partnership, we're also starting to see more agility and more value being driven into the business through technology. So it's kind of a win-win in that regard. I'll give one quick example just to sign off. So we work really closely with a very large and leading medical devices company. and they use Quickbase. They're in a very heavily regulated industry, meaning, they're building artificial hip components, for example, and shipping them through a supply chain to a doctor in an operating room and ultimately getting it into a patient. So very, very strict standards for quality, both in terms of manufacturing and traceability of those components through their supply chain, and obviously very strong and rigorous compliance standards in terms of ensuring everything is very, very well and tightly handled. And they depend on Quickbase for quality control through the product design and product supply chain efforts. And for them to be able to get the kind of quality and rigor and service level agreement meeting that they have, they've developed a very, very strong partnership between their product management group, which is building and running the applications, and their IT organization to ensure that not only are those apps governed well, but that they're meeting all their compliance standards and all the ongoing quality control metrics that they've got to be able to hit. And so for them, it's been a great way for them to ensure that each and every day, not only do they assure themselves that they're keeping track of the quality, but they're finding ways to continue to improve and get better in terms of their supply chain management each and every day. And that's a function and part of the software that we've been able to deliver to them with Quickbase. But it's also a big testament to the people and the processes and the teamwork between IT and the business in that case. So I think it's one of these things where the challenge of IT and business partnership always exists. And I think the opportunity and potential with no-code platforms like Quickbase is you have the ability to really accelerate and catalyze a deeper and more productive partnership between those two groups than has really existed before. We see that as really exciting and really needed in the age that we're in today and where we think the world's going.
All right. Well, thanks so much for that, Jay. And I mean, it's really good to hear low code, no code. Usually the complaint I hear is people talk about it like from this like 800,000 foot view. So it sounds interesting, but I don't really hear anything too practical or what this means for my business. Your examples today were real world scenarios, and it really shows that Quickbase is a leader in this space. So it's really good to see industries that you're working with, customers that you're working with, and operational details and sort of the best practices and things that you're seeing out there that I think any sort of business leader or tech leader out there, or even in business side or IT side, are going to walk away from this with some really good nuggets and some really good insight that they otherwise hadn't got before. So a huge thank you, Jay at Quickbase, for taking time out with us today.
Thanks, Blake. Appreciate the opportunity to join you today. Thank you so much. Have a great day.